Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the world of sports and give you my unfiltered take on all the latest news and storylines. We're going to start with the topic that's been on everyone's mind lately, the upcoming NFL season. Specifically, we're looking at the over-under win totals for some of the top teams in the league. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should I care about some arbitrary numbers set by Vegas? But hear me out, folks. These numbers can give us a glimpse into how the experts think these teams will perform, and it's always interesting to see where they line up with our own expectations. Let's take the New England Patriots, for example. They're coming off a 14-win season that ended with a Super Bowl appearance, but their schedule is looking a lot tougher this year. They've got 9 games against playoff teams from last season, including matchups with powerhouses like Buffalo and Kansas City. As a result, their over-under win total is set at 10.5, with the under being favored at -140. That means if you bet $10 on the under, you'd win $17.14 if they end up with 10 or fewer wins. On the other hand, we've got the Houston Texans, who are looking to build on their impressive 12-win season from last year. Their defense was absolutely stifling, allowing just 6 points to Pittsburgh in the wild-card round. But can their offense catch up and help them take the next step? Their over-under win total is set at 9.5, with the over being favored at -125. That means if you bet $10 on the over, you'd win $18 if they end up with 10 or more wins. These numbers are just a starting point, of course. There are so many variables that can affect a team's performance over the course of a season. Injuries, coaching changes, player development. All these factors can come into play and throw off even the best-laid predictions. But that's what makes it so fascinating, right? The uncertainty, the unpredictability. It's all part of what makes sports so compelling. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. This is Howard Closewell speaking, and we're diving into the world of sports with a critical examination of the Denver Broncos' prospects for the upcoming season. The drama of athletic competition is about to unfold as we dissect the team's chances of repeating their success from 2025. Tell it like it is. The Broncos had an impressive run last season, with 14 wins and a slew of one-possession victories that tied an NFL record. However, the question on everyone's mind is whether they can replicate that magic in close games. The acquisition of Jalen Waddle via trade is certainly a positive development, but the loss of their momentum due to a season-ending injury to Bo Nix in the AFC divisional round still lingers. In my humble opinion, the Broncos' win total signals a step back, despite their impressive roster. They were a single home win away from a Super Bowl berth, and one can't help but wonder if Nix's presence could have made up those 3 crucial points against New England. The snowy day in Colorado that saw Denver fall 10-7 to the Patriots still haunts fans, and it's a reminder that even the smallest margin can make all the difference. As we delve into the world of sports betting, the Broncos' over-under win total odds for the 2026 season reveal an interesting narrative. With odds of over 9.5 at -115 and under 9.5 at -105, it's clear that the bookmakers are hedging their bets. This is a team that is expected to take a step back, yet still has the potential to surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, the business of sports is a complex one, and the Broncos' situation is a prime example. With odds of +225 to win the AFC West, +1,025 to win the AFC, and +2,000 to win the Super Bowl, it's clear that they're not the favorites. However, as we all know, the drama of athletic competition can be unpredictable, and even the most unlikely teams can rise to the occasion. As we continue to navigate the world of sports, it's essential to remember that athletes' rights and dignity must always be respected. The Broncos players, like all athletes, deserve our admiration and support, regardless of their team's performance. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. As we wrap up today's show, I want to dive into a fascinating story from the world of baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays, who were expected to build on last season's success, have instead seen their playoff hopes disappear. And according to All-Star leader Ernie Clement, it's not just about the talent on the field, but about the intangible quality that was lost when key players like Bichette and Bassitt left the team. Clement had a telling one-word response when asked if Bichette was a key personality for the team's identity last year. Definitely. He acknowledged that the clubhouse hasn't felt the same without Bichette and Bassitt, who knew how to win and brought a level of veteran leadership that is sorely missing this season. It's a stark reminder that replacing production is only part of the challenge. Veteran leadership and clubhouse chemistry are much harder to quantify, but they can make all the difference in the team's success. And as the Blue Jays prepare for another deadline sell-off, it's clear that the absence of players like Bichette and Bassitt is felt well beyond the box score. Bichette himself has struggled with his new team, the New York Mets, and has spoken candidly about wishing he had gotten off to a better start. But as Clement's comments make clear, it's not just about individual performance, it's about the collective dynamic of the team. As we close out today's show, I'm left thinking about the importance of chemistry and leadership in sports. It's a lesson that applies far beyond the baseball diamond to any team or organization looking to achieve success. And it's a reminder that sometimes it's the intangible qualities that make all the difference. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep your head in the game.